What's up, everybody? Welcome to the FPV News with JB, and it's Blunty. How you doing, Blunty?
Hey Josh, how's it going?
I'm doing good, and I'm super excited to bring everybody all the FPV news from this
We
week.
also got a community spotlight from another young pilot. We showed one, I believe that was 5 last time, and this time, this one started at 3. This guy started at 3. So.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's dogs, pets, and children. Super chats for 3-year-old FPV pilot.
And then our other community spotlight this week is from Carbon Cage FPV. He's actually been on a couple of the other channels. I've seen him around on Bach Grinder and Ken Heron's channel. And he's got a little video here. This is him at 4 years old. He started at 3. He's now 5, I believe.
Yet another child who's a better pilot than me.
Yeah, this
Thanks.
is a little cut-together clip. It's a little cut-together clip of him flying, some cinematic edits and stuff from a 4-year-old. So this is just quite impressive.
I'm going to go have a long talk with my son. No. I had some okay cinematic stuff. I mean, for a 4-year-old, it's okay. I'm not sure. You let a 4-year-old fly around you while you're parasailing. That's a lot of trust. I mean, even like the best 4-year-old pilot, okay.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. It's a lot of trust.
I think he's in the chat too. Shout out to Carbon Cage FPV.
Is he? Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
All right. So now he's 5 years old. So he's probably even better.
Yes, I believe that's the case.
Okay.
I just pulled one of his videos out. I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah,
That's
go
really
check
slick.
out Carbon Cage FPV. He's killing it.
Yeah.
So
Let's check out his YouTube channel. Let's see what else he's got. You got anything else?
we're gonna have all kinds of crazy pilots pretty soon. That's for sure.
Here we got a DVR rip. Ooh, that's all right. Well, this DVR is pretty dark. We'll give it a shot. Let's see his rip. This is one of his most recent videos. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely better than I was when I was 5.
Right.
or 35. Yeah. All right. You know, Blunty, people often ask, how do you know when it's safe or when it's responsible to give a kid a controller? Like what age? And I don't think there is a single number because kids mature and grow differently. What do you think about that? How do you think you make that decision?
I'm going to say, 1, I don't have a kid, and that's why I don't have to make these decisions. 2, I don't know, man. It's hard because, boy, that's one of the hardest questions you could ask. I feel like the issue, I feel like the issue is that, like, we don't know anything about development and how that shit works. So, like, how do we know if you give a kid a controller at 2, if that's positive or negative development? Because they're not, like, developing with real-world actions that, like, for thousands of years other children would have done. So maybe there's some, like, neuronal pathways that are supposed to develop at that point. However, the way the world...
You're approaching it from a different direction. You're approaching it from the question of, is it good for the kid? That's actually interesting. I was thinking more, is it safe for you and your house and your car? But go ahead, keep going. That's really interesting.
We can wreck the window or whatever. I don't care about that. If he wants to fly, like, that's what I would think, you know? Like,
nice.
Yeah, my opinion would be like, yeah, we just don't know enough about neuronal pathways and stuff like that. Like, every kid for thousands of years has grown up in these ways and, like, played with rocks and poked sticks in the dirt and, like, all these kind of things. So, like, is there some, like, core development that doesn't happen? Or is there better development that happens because we have things that better stimulate and interact with the brain and you get faster neuronal development? It's just hard to know, you know? So I don't know that. I think that's a really hard question. I think every parent has to make that decision.
Yeah, there's people who say, like, for example, kids under 13 or kids under 9 or whatever age shouldn't use VR goggles. And I'm not sure if it's because it's supposed to be bad for their eyes or bad for their brain. But there's also people who say, you know, kids under 5 shouldn't have tablets. And I'm like, shut up. When my kid's driving me crazy, I give him a tablet. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
cool.
Saudi points out, which is a very, Slap points out, which is a very like solid thing. I'm sure it's better than Call of Duty and TikTok, which is, the thing is, most of these kids will end up with a phone because they have to have a phone to call their parents, and most of these kids will end up with a tablet because they need to see, you know, videos or whatever, and that's how kids learn these days and stuff. I'm sure if I was a kid at 3, I would have had a tablet, or 4, I would have had a tablet to learn all my stuff. My
Yeah.
parents bought me stuff before preschool to like teach me colors and numbers and all that stuff. It was all just like put together physical puzzles, but I'm sure that would have been apps in this day and age. You know?
Yeah. It seems to me like there's two perspectives. There's two factors, and one is the kid's ability to control the drone, which you can verify by letting him practice on a simulator, practice with small quads. And in the same way that if you were going to let your kid use power tools or other sort of dangerous things, you sort of work them up to it. But the other one that's a little harder is the judgment to do the right thing. You could have a kid who is perfectly able to control the quad and maybe not have the judgment to anticipate a dangerous situation and get out of it, although presumably there would be a spotter. And, there's 13-year-olds who drive farm equipment and do just fine with it. So
yeah, I think you should definitely be like ride-alongs with anyone near that age. You should always be like there with them flying. I definitely would agree with that. Just so you could say like, hey, don't get too close to that parasailer,
Right.
stuff like that. I think that's important. So.
Well, congratulations to to Carbon Cage there, and yeah. Wait, now is Carbon Cage FPV? That must be the parent who's in chat right now.
I would.
It's not. It's not a 5-year-old kid who's typing. At first, I was like, "Oh, he's here. Let's not swear. Let's not swear." Well, I'd be interested. I don't know if he commented and we missed it, but we're going to continue. But if Carbon Cage FPV in the chat wants to comment on how they, you got to whatever. He started flying at 3 years old. I remember my kids at 3 years old. I don't even know if they would have had the ability to do that. Never mind the. So how do you start a 3-year-old flying drones? What was your thought process there? I'd be interested to hear.
I do. I will say, like on the YouTube channel, I did see like the first video is him like learning on a sim, and the second video is him like flying a brush whoop around a little bit, like physically to learn like how LOS stuff works. So yeah, I think it seems like they went the proper path.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody says, Mozart. Hey, Mozart, get away from that piano. It's not good for your fingers. Sometimes kids need to do things.
Yeah, very true.